Hi everyone, and welcome to episode 67 of Chris Knits. This is a knitting and cozy mystery podcast. My name's Tara, and I'm coming to you from White Plains, New York. You can follow me on Instagram and Ravelry at Chris Knits, and if you love cozy mysteries, you can follow me at Crystal T's Cozy Mysteries. In the down bar, I will put when I start talking about cozy mysteries, so if you're just here for that, you can forward to it, and don't forget to hit like and subscribe so you know when new content comes out on this channel. I'm getting used to this new camera format. I got a new tablet. I'm trying to film on it. And I'm hoping it looks good to you guys. It's to the screen that I'm looking at right now, I look very orangey, but then a little blown out. But if I made it a little bit lighter, everything looked dark. So hopefully it looks good to you guys. It's just my tablet settings maybe that's making me look like this. I don't know. Let me know in the comments if it's okay or not. I don't know. I am trying. This is what I get for upgrading a tablet. My old tablet was from... oh God, I don't even know. It was a Samsung 4. Yeah, that's how old. I think they're on 10 now. This one's either a 9 or an 8. I think it was an 8 I bought. But yeah, I don't know. I can't win. Hopefully this will be good. All right, so let's go to the knitting part. Sorry about the technical stuff. I am going to go through my stats. So in 2023, I knit a total of 46 projects. In 2024, I knit 6 pairs of socks, 10 sweaters, 9 hats, 8 shawls, 4 blankets, 1 mitten, 1 cowl, 1 toy, 1 slipper, and 1 bandana. I cannot read my writing. It's horrible. For a grand total of 42 things. So I'm not that off from last year. Apparently I didn't do that as much knitting, but then I did knit a lot more sweaters than I did last year. So that might be why my total is off by 4. I don't know. And then as for the Your Curious Handmade, unfortunately, it got pushed to the wayside for me. Because what I originally wanted to do was to knit a lot of Curious Handmade projects. I'm still going to keep track of it in 2025. But I'm not going to put any pressure on me because my real focus, which shifted last year, was into finishing whips. And I'm going to get into those stats in a minute. But right now for 2024, I knit a total of 11 Curious Handmade designs. So that's pretty good. I think she had like 100 and something. And I already knit about 20 of them, I think it was. I don't know where I wrote that down. Maybe I'll do another count in the next episode. I'll show you all the stuff. Well, I knit for her. I don't know, or not all the things, but maybe I'll just tell you how many I've knit previously and how many I knit this year. And again, my handwriting is atrocious. So I've already finished for this year 5 projects. And I have, over here is the Curious Handmade projects, which I did 2 of them. And then over here is just regular projects I'm finishing. So that's how I'm going to keep track. And maybe I'll even keep track of how many things I finish each month. Maybe put a line so I know that the month ended. I don't know. And looking at this, I just realized one of my projects that I finished, I do not have. I think my son wore it to school today. So I will tell you about that next time too. Because I just realized that I did not get that when I was rounding up everything. And I got a lot of FOs. I really last year tried to finish stuff. I was very proud of myself. Okay, so now, in the grand total of what I have been doing, I keep track of everything on this little pad. Basically, I write down how many whips I have. As I finish one, in pencil, I cross it out. So then when I cast one on, I erase it. Most of the time, I remember to do this. Same thing with, I have a lot of project bags around the house that I have just thrown yarn for future projects. And I've really got to stop doing that, number 1. Number 2, I need to start knitting those to get rid of these bags because it's insane, the whip pile. I have it on like a coffee table. It's against a wall. And it's just so many things over there. It's insane. So I need to start getting rid of stuff. I did get rid of a lot of big projects last year. So I was very proud of myself. In fact, I have 2 of them right here to show you right now. I just finished it by the end of the year. I was so happy about that I finished them because they both were on the needles for about 2 years, I would say. So it's maybe a year. I don't know. A year to 2 years. They were both on the needles. So last year, 2023, I started out the year at 43 whips. I ended the year at, I'm going to say 35 whips. So now I'm down to 34 this year because I think I cast on a few things. And then bags, I started out the year last year at 17. I'm at 16 now. Because I just started when I have to cross it out. I didn't do that yet. By a sweater I started that was from my bag. So I'm not too good with the bags that I have yarn just sitting in. But the whips are getting there. My goal for the end of the year is I'm hoping, I don't want to say too much. I want to say 20 whips. Because I do have a lot of blankets and they're crocheted and I just don't seem to finish those. But that's what I'm hoping for. I really want to I did make a dent in the sweaters. The sweaters, I finished all my sweaters except for one that's crocheted, but the yarn I ordered was a little screwy. I have to call the company, and I doubt they're going to do anything at this point because it was July I ordered the yarn, and like September is when I started crocheting and I realized it, and I never called them because I've been running around like a lunatic. So I don't know if they're going to fix it. Maybe I have to order more of that yarn so I could crochet the sweater. It was really pretty. It was a Horizons cardigan. My friend Katie made it in the same colors and it was gorgeous, but the yarn, of course, some of it was thick, two were from a different dye lot. It was just driving me crazy. I know it's a granny square thing, but it just did not look good to me, and it's just aggravating at this point. Maybe I'll put those into other projects or a blanket, maybe. I don't know. But I just don't, that's the only sweater I left on the needles from last year that I did not finish. I am very proud of that, because at one point I think I had 5 or 6 sweaters being knit. So I did good on that. I finished 2 or 3 blankets that I was working on, so that's good too. So we're making a dent. I also recently organized my yarn to a certain extent. Like I have these 2 big baskets like that big on the same coffee table that has all my Knit Picks yarn. When last year I was going through all the yarn trying to find things to make teacher gifts for the teacher made hats, I just tore everything out because the Christmas tree was in there and I had everything in here and I couldn't get at it. So I made such a mess. So I organized it. So everything is, one bin has worsted weight yarn and DK. The other one is all the fingerling weight yarn. Oh, no, wait. No, bulky and worsted is one. DK and fingerling are in the other. And I did find something which is awesome when I was doing that. All the sock yarn. Look how beautiful it is. And I got this basket at Joann's, which I'm in love with because it matches my walls and my den perfectly. It is gorgeous. Look at that. All that Knit Picks yarn. These are from Joann's. I just got these, actually. These, look how pretty that one is. It is Patterns Croy socks. These I'm casting on next. And I have this left over from a shawl, I think. So I'm going to put that with that. But what was really funny was when I was doing this, I have a lot of this Felicini. And I was like, I never bought Stroll to match it. And I just happened, I'm making a sweater. Well, not yet, but I want to make a sweater. It's going to be gray. And then it's going to have these 3 colors as just a little, like, maybe it's like 2 or 3 rows in each color. So I bought these. When I put them in here, they went perfectly with these 3. No, this one goes with this one. This one goes with this one. And this one goes with this one. And then that one ended up going, my friend Ashley gave me this a few years ago. So that went with that perfectly. This goes with that. I was like, are you kidding me? Like, I really didn't think I had anything for heels, toes, and cuffs. And then, boom! I am so happy. There's going to be a lot of socks. And because these are all self-striping, it's probably going to be a lot of vanilla socks. Maybe I'll make a pattern or 2. I don't know. But I have been enjoying just doing vanilla socks. I've literally cast on one last week, and I'm pretty much almost done. I'll show you that in a minute. But I am very excited about all the sock yarn. And then I also have hand-dyed sock yarn, which I'm kind of tempted to put in another basket of this. So I could just grab everything that I want to do socks with at ease. I don't have to go searching. I don't know. Oh, and I did organize, maybe on Instagram I'll do a photo of all my Yarnable boxes. I made a cubby where I have my yarn just of that. I want to get these cabinets for my yarn. I'm hoping by the summer I'm going to be able to do it, and I can really organize. This was just a really quick, fast, just Knit Picks organization, And then a few cubbies I decided to do because my Yarnables I've just been stuffing in each cubby. So it's like, let me just put it all together so I can see where it is and grab as I need. So hopefully this is going to help and I'll be more productive because I can see what I have. Plus I moved all the pastels closer to me. I mean, again, I didn't organize to my, like, how much I would like to, but we'll see what I could do. But hopefully this will help. So now to the actual projects. That was a lot. Okay, so the first thing I finished this year, I did not block or sew in these ends. I am sorry. Well, it's 3 projects. My notes are, again, I'm getting used to this new setup. So these are by Curious Handmade. It's the Ice River hats and Snood. All right, I had 1 skein of the white in, what was it called? Swish Bulky in white, and then 1 in lilac. So I made the hat, and I'd used a US 7 4.5 millimeter for the ribbing, and a US 10 6 millimeter for the main part of the hat. I did the largest size hat because it's thicker yarn, so I thought it would fit better and to make it taller, and it does. Here, I'll show you what it looks like. It's so soft, this yarn. I love it. So that's what it looks like. And then I had a lot of this yarn left over. My hair's everywhere today. So I noticed in the Snood, she had like a contrasting color in it. So I was like, perfect. I will use what's left of this. And I had white, and I was like, those will look really pretty with my lavender jacket. Perfect. So I started knitting this. I'm going to say I think we got to like this part. So I did all this to this round. All I had left was that. I needed to order more white. I ran out. I was so mad. So I made a Knit Picks order, and I had enough to left over to make another hat. I think I still have more left over. I don't know what I'm going to do with the extras. I usually don't use bulky weight yarn. And again, this is not blocked either. You can see the difference between blocked and not blocked. But I'm really enjoying it. It's very, very squishy. I just love it. So the Swish yarn I'm really enjoying using. I've also cast on a sweater in the DK version, and I knit one last year in it. I love it. I could see me definitely getting more of these yarns in the different weights. It's just so comfy, soft. It's a little cool on your skin so you don't get overheated. Oh, I love knitting with it, and it shows wonderful definition. I mean, look how beautiful that is. So I highly recommend this. And I just realized I did not tell you what I'm wearing. This is one of my favorite sweaters. It is the Felix pullover. It is by Amy Christoffers, Christoffers. I love this pattern. It's my go-to sweater. I wear it constantly. It's in big twist yarns, white tweed white, and I love it because of that lace. That's how you do the increases in the raglan. It is gorgeous. I've knit 2 of them plus the cardigan, and I definitely want to knit a solid colored one of this one day, and probably one in wool. I definitely acrylics. I've been using a lot of acrylic yarn for sweaters just so I could put it on, run around, throw them in the washing machine. I don't have to worry about it with the kids. And I've been wearing this every week. I love it so much. And then I have a green one, and I wear that constantly. So highly recommend this pattern. So fast you can knit it up. It's used a US 10 needle. So if you really want, I think you can knit it in a week. I know I can knit it in a week. I think one of them I did. And even the cardigan, with all the picking up the stitches, so fast. I can't say enough about this pattern. Love it. I do think I should have made it a little bit tighter. It's very big on me. So I look like a big marshmallow. And I didn't do decreasing on the sleeves. I just knit to the here, and I did a rapid decrease on the cuff. So that's the only thing that I changed from the actual pattern. Maybe I'll start decreasing a little bit when I do another one, because I know another one's coming. It's happening. I just know it's going to happen. I love them. All right, so that's 3 projects that I finished this year. This is another project which I love. Again, Curious Handmade. The Elvish Shawl. This was from her knit vent from last year. It is gorgeous. Look at that. This is Wool and Vine yarns on her Volky base, and it's Goth Day Cake. I love the colors in this. It's like a grayish purple with purple, blue, and lavender speckles. It is so gorgeous. This was so easy to knit up. It's absolutely beautiful. I can't wait to wear it. I'd had it in this bin waiting to show you guys, and now I can start wearing it. But look how beautiful it is. It's such a simple, elegant knit. I love it. Highly recommend it. And of course, Volunvine Yarns, love her stuff. But oh my God, I've had this yarn for years. I am so excited. I finally found something to knit it with. Because for some reason, I don't have a lot in the Volky base. It's very nice for sweaters, but I only bought the one skein, so I was having a hard time finding the perfect project for it. And I'm so glad I decided to do it in this shawl. And it goes again with my lavender jacket. I have a lot of stuff to go with it this year. Exciting. Next thing is a big one. I finally finished it. Finally. It is my Seasons Cardigan by Ozetta. And I hate it. Absolutely hate it. So, I can see why the crazy sock lady took it apart. She did the whole entire body. She was doing most of the sleeve, and then she took it apart. Now that I finished it, I know why she did. It wasn't the process. It's just not very flattering. I don't know why. Like in the picture, it looks flattering. It's not flattering at all. I think I might have made it longer than I should have, maybe. So it is way too long on me. I think I have to rip it out where I think I want to rip it out like here. So I want to rip it to here and then redo the cuff. So it would be like that long. So I want to get rid of this much. I might even be able to get rid of more. I don't know. It's really long. It goes past my butt. I don't know. And the sleeves are these sleeves are big on me. These are about 60 stitches. This ended up being 80 stitches. And I did a decrease every other round. I didn't like the way she did the decreasing. When she did the decreasing all at once on both sides. And then she knit for a couple of rounds. And then she said like every 6 rounds you decrease. I was like, I can't do that. It's never going to get down to the cuff size I need, number one. Number two, it just looks messy when you did them both at the same time. So I would knit one, decrease, go around, and finish the round. Then I would do the purl round for half fisherman's rib. Then I would go to the next round, do the whole round to the last 4 stitches, decrease, and then knit the last stitch. Or purl the last stitch. Whatever. I don't remember what the pattern was. But basically, that's what I kept doing. So I kept alternating in the beginning around, end around. And it worked. It's just very, I don't know. I'm just not happy with it. I look very heavy in it. This is definitely going to be for around the house. Which I planned it for around the house, but I was going to wear it for pick up the kids and everything. I don't think I would. It's just not looking nice. And to knit it, I was not happy about it because the body, you used a US 9 needle, which is fine. It came out, it's very squishy, the fabric. Maybe I needed to go down more because of the type of pattern it was, because it was half fisherman's rib, and I didn't. And then this was a size 7. You did the collar. So you did it at the same time. So you always had DPNs flopping on either end. So when I finished the body, I was so happy I was finally finished. Again, I don't know if I added another button or not, because it's not very long, the button, but because the button band, but because you're decreasing so much, you're doing the V shape, you'd end up putting buttons down here maybe. I don't know. Something was not right with it. I am not happy with it. I do love this yarn. It's big twist tweed in the navy colorway. Did I order more of this? No, I didn't. I ordered heather navy. I do want to get more of this and do a pullover in this because I said I'm probably not going to wear it too much, and I'm not going to rip it out after all that work. Except for maybe, as I said, I might shorten it. I don't know. But when last time you saw me, I was here. I finished all this. Oh, no, wait. No. This was from a while ago. I could take this off, actually. Well, I'm going to take it off anyway so I could start wearing it. See if I can wear it. I don't know. But I think I had one sleeve almost finished, and I took it apart because I didn't like the way it was looking, And then I just put it there and I didn't touch it again for I don't know how long. It was like months and months. And then finally I was like, I want to get rid of this. It's in a big bag. It needs to go away. And then I just sat there and did it I figured out what to do, and I just did it to the end. And it only took me about 3 or 4 days to do. But then when I finished and I put it on, I was not happy with the finished project. Just not happy at all. Very depressing. So this was a lot of work too. My next project, this one I loved. It fits me perfectly. I have to just sew in the ends. Last time you saw me, I was at this part. It is the Willow Branch sweater by Tiff Nelson. It's in Knit Picks Brava Solstice Heather, which, oh my God, look at this colorway. It just glows. Again, it's not capturing it. Look at that blue. I saw this when it came in, and I was like, I have to knit. I cast on almost immediately. It was so beautiful. And look at that lace. How beautiful is that lace? Come on. There you go. Look how beautiful that is. I cannot wait to wear this. I do want to knit it again in a lighter color, and I did buy the T version, so I think that's in fingerling weight, so I can't wait to knit that. I think I'm going to do it in black or gray just as a staple in my wardrobe to wear under cardigans. And then I might do it again in a light color just to wear constantly because I like light colors. But I never have anything gray and black. And this was such a beautiful pattern. I definitely want to do that. And I did not do what I usually do with the decreasing, waiting to the end. I did a little decreasing as I went. So this fits me like a normal sleeve. But oh my God. This is beautiful pattern. Again, Willow Branch sweater. Gorgeous. Highly recommend it. Okay, the next thing is a pattern by me, which I've got to release. I know I haven't released it yet, but I did finish the adult version of this. It was a baby blanket, and now it's an adult version. It is called the Hudson Valley Blanket. To be released soon. Hopefully next week I'll do it, because now I finished it. Now I used the Caron Cake Cinnamon Sugar. No, Caron Cake Cinnamon Swirl in the sugar colorway. That's what I did. I could have added another cake. I could have. But I was getting tired of knitting it. I wanted to use it because it's cold out. And I thought it was long enough. I mean, it was my whole body length. But because it's so wide, I feel like maybe I should have kept going. But I said I have another cake. And I used up every scrap from the other ones when I was trying to get them to fit. So the ending is a little bit, the colors are a little bit not as in order as the other side. I think it's a side. So you can see the difference. Like they went in order here, and then it's mostly dark colors left over here. And this is how much I knit from the last time you've seen it. So I went up to there. And now I could finally start using it. But it's a beautiful textured blanket. Am I on the right side? Yeah, it's the right side. It's such an easy knit. I've knit 3 of these already. 1 adult, 2 kids blankets. Great for presents. It's when you're very tired, this is a perfect knit for you. Because it's such an easy pattern to memorize. You're on automatic. It's just wonderful. And it's so squishy. I love squishy stuff. So I can't wait to wear this. Use this. The only thing is the yarn, I don't know. Like, look at that. It must be a different dye lot. And then they also have another colorway called Oyster that looked a lot like sugar. I'm wondering if this first skein I used was oyster and not sugar, and I thought it was. They were together, maybe? I don't know. It's just driving me crazy. That's so different than the rest. And I said, what really stinks is I have another cake. I could have used all the same color, but the rest of it looks perfect. But I'm going to put that at my feet so I don't really pay attention to it. It'll all be good, but it is beautiful. I think they discontinued the sugar colorway too anyways. So now it's just oyster you can get, and I think it's lighter than the lighter part of that. I don't know. Okay, let's see what else. My next thing is what oh, no. Something bad just happened. Something very bad just happened. Oh, no. The needle is sticking out. I'm not sure whose bag this is. It's a beautiful bag. I love it. It's for my socks right now that I cast on. That was the one when I finished organizing all the sock yarn. I had to cast something on. So I'm using Knit Picks Felicini in the Bowling Alley colorway. Look how beautiful that is. Oh my God. I fell in love with this. And when I saw it next to Pucker from Stroll, how beautiful do these two look together? So gorgeous. So mad I just pulled out the needle. I was literally knitting on this right beforehand, and I just stuffed it in the bag. And it must have, the strap must have been sticking out. When I went to pull it, the whole needle came out. But this is the second sock. So I just got the heel in. I'm about halfway through the foot, I would say. Yeah, I'm at 40 almost. So I'm halfway through the foot. And this is what the first one looked like. I love this so much. It's just a plain vanilla sock I'm doing. 2x2 rib, slip stitch heel. And when I knit the first one, it's been a while since I've knit a sock. I am ashamed to say that I forgot to put the gusset in. So I'm like knitting it, and I'm like, why does this heel look so weird? Why does it look like a square? I don't understand this. And it took me a while. I think I was up to here before I realized you didn't put in a gusset, dummy. So I had to take it apart and redo it. But oh my God, this is everything. And I think I'm going to have to order more of this yarn and just knit a pair of socks in Pucker. Because, oh my God, this pink is everything. I love it. I just want to glow in it. I kind of want a sweater in it. I don't know. It might be too much for me, but oh my God, so pretty. Oh my gosh, I love it. So I'm in love with these socks. This will be done probably in the next couple of days. I would not be surprised the way I'm knitting it. It's in a size US 1, 2.25 millimeter needle. Sorry, I'm putting it back on, so at least some of them are back on. Oh, I can't believe I did this. You dumb. Okay, I'm just going to leave it before more comes off. But it's so pretty. And I usually don't knit vanilla socks. Most of the time when I'm knitting a sock, I'm either designing or knitting a curious handmade one. But because I wasn't sure how the stripes were on this, I figured the easiest way was to do just plain stockinette. And I was just looking for something with just plain stockinette. So that ended up being perfect. And I think I'm going to knit a few more of these and just plain vanilla socks. I don't know. We will see. Put that over there so I can fix that. My next project is in my utterly adorable bag, which I fell in love with this. It's one of the first bags I ever bought from her years and years ago. This is like the cutest thing in the world. In fact, I loved it so much. The next year when she came out with this one, I had to get it. So it's the mama and the baby. And then look, they got the same yarn pattern, which I love. So, very excited about this. This is my country song shawl. It's never going to get finished. And it's such an easy pattern. I don't understand what's wrong with me. I keep pulling it apart. I realized that I was at a birthday party. I realized one of the edges, again, I could have just done it normally, but it was a slip stitch border, and I must have knit it instead of slipping the stitch. So it drove me crazy, so I pulled it out again. I'm almost back to where I was. I'm just like going along. So it's the Country Shawl by, where are you? I know I wrote you because I always forget to put it in here. Oh, come on. Did I forget it again? Oh, there it is. Gabriella, Vezina, Venzina. It is a beautiful pattern. It is. I would love to get to the border where the lace is. The stockinette, I don't know what's happening. It's so simple, and I keep having to rip it out or something like what I just did with my sock. That happened, got caught on the door, came off the needles. I had, the first time I took it apart was, I was doing the size needle she wanted, which was a US 4. Now I'm using a US 5, 3.75 millimeter. And in fact, I even wrote it there as US 4. I didn't even fix it in my Ravelry, apparently. But I'm using a US 5 Signature Needle Arts, which is my favorite needles. And I had to take it apart, re-knit it. I am never going to get to the 16 inches. It's been a year now. And I want to wear the shawl. I just can't get to it. I don't know what's going on. It's ridiculous. Oh, and this is from Simply Serving. Cute little Yeti, which my son loves Yetis and Bigfoots and all that. It's gorgeous yarn. My favorite colors, Villavine yarns in her narwhal. I bought this years ago in sugar plum, no, figgy pudding. And I fell in love with this yarn. I was holding it for a special project. I just don't know why I can't finish it. Hopefully it will come soon. Because I do have a lot of shawls on the needles that I need to finish. My problem is I don't want to read patterns, or I don't want to design things. And most of them I think are designs. They're really hard patterns. I know this one shawl is just really technical. So that's why that one never got finished. But this one's so simple. It's like, come on. I don't know. I do recommend the pattern because I love knitting on it. It's just for some reason something happens and it keeps getting ripped apart. But it's beautiful. And I can't wait to get the finishing project. Basically, it's going to have a nice lace border. And just got to get through the stockinette. 16 inches of stockinette, people. I don't know. Hopefully soon. And I even have another skein in here in case I end up going over, which I love this. I don't know why. It's just one of those things that are just going to take me forever to finish. Maybe I'll make my goal in February. Finish that. Plus, it's pink. Pink in February. I don't know. My next project is in the mama bag of it. I just cast this on. It's by Crazy Sock Lady in Moongle Yarns. Love Story Cowl. It's this really pretty kit I bought. And let me see if I can figure out what the colorways are. I'm going to have to look it up. It is Spice Cider, Sweet Tea, Faded Jade, Peachy Keen, no, Palest Peach, Rose Gold, and Red Velvet. I am using a US 5 7.75 millimeter for the ribbing, and then a US 6 4 millimeter for the body of it. I'm using Knit Picks Majestic 4 Square, which I cannot get enough of these needles. And I'm really liking the pattern. I'm going to say this will definitely be done in February, and I have the sock kit to match it, so I think I will be casting that on next too, because I bought these and I just want to use up the kits I've been buying. My other thing is, I'm not sure. I know I usually buy blanket quantities when I buy DK from Moonglow Yarn. She has a beautiful repertoire of these colors that she puts together. So I usually get in fingerling weight and DK, sometimes just DK, sometimes just fingerling weight. But she had a cowl kit for this. So I'm wondering, did I buy the cowl kit and a blanket quantity plus the sock set? Or if I just bought the blanket quantity so I would have extra yarn left over, because I don't think it was much of a difference in price. I was like, oh, I'll have a lot of yarn left over, and I will have a lot of yarn left over because I know these are the full skeins I'm using. I don't know. I don't see me wanting a blanket in these colors because I'm not a brown person. So maybe that's what I did. I bought the full thing, but I really thought I bought the cowl kit. And they were supposed to be like half full skeins, and these were all full skeins. I don't know. We will see. If I find it in a couple of years and be like, oh, there it is. Or maybe when I get my new cabinet, that's when I'll find it, probably. Oh, this is a mess now. I have yarn everywhere. I'll fix that later. All right. My next, where is it? Oh, there it is. My next thing is for my son, Justin. He wanted me to knit him a sweater. This is a really funny story. I'm insane. So, if you looked at my Instagram stories and you saw I bought a whole bunch of Knit Pick yarn, and I said, I don't know why I have 9 skeins of worsted weight Brava in the wine. What colorway is this? Is it in wine? I bought 9 skeins of this. I couldn't understand it because I knew for me, I used 6 to 8 skeins. So for him, I definitely would have ordered just 6. I found out why. Somehow, somewhere, I don't understand my reasoning for this. I don't buy bulky weight yarn. Like I just did for the hat and the cowl because I knew I was using it for a bulky weight project. I don't understand why I bought bulky weight in wine and then brightest red. It was not worsted weight. Did not realize it. So basically I cast this on, and it's called, I got a lot of issues with the sweater. It's called The Boy's Sweater by Lisa Cheery. And in the description, she writes it's worsted weight. That's how she listed it in Ravelry. Okay, so that's why I bought worsted weight yarn. So then when you get the pattern, you start reading through the pattern, it says, oh, I used a bulky weight yarn, but it felt more like a worsted or a DK weight. How do you go from bulky weight to DK weight? And I was like, what? So I'm doing the stitch gauge. It only goes to 8 years old. I wanted to make it for 10-year-old, even because he's turning 7 now, but he's big for his age. So I was like, let me get a year or two out of the sweater. So I was like, fine, I'll knit it a needle size bigger. So I think when the gauge was so tight, and I was using, I think she calls for a US 6 with worsted weight yarn, which I thought that was really odd. So then I went to a 7, and I started knitting on the 7. It was so tight. I did not like it at all. I was going crazy. So then I went to a worsted weight 8. And I was like, let me leave this on the needles for the 7. So I have to reknit it again, because I think it was the 3rd time I was reknitting that one section. It wasn't that many rows. It was about like that much. It wasn't that big a deal. So I don't want to reknit it again. So let me compare both of them. So then I started knitting with the US size 8 needle in the other skein, and I'm like, this yarn looks really thick. Why does it look so thick? This is weird. And again, because of that Horizon cardigan I was crocheting, I had different thickness in the yarn. So I was like, oh, well, Knit Picks is doing this too. What is going on? So I couldn't understand it, and it kept driving me crazy. It was so thick. And I'm like, why does it look like that? So then I was like, maybe it's a different dye lot like that. So I went to go looking at the band. It said bulky weight on one of the bands. And then the other bands said worsted. So then I looked in the bag that had all the red yarns. I knew this was all for Justin. And then I realized 3 were bulky, 6 were worsted weight, and the brightest red was bulky weight. Yeah. So I don't know what I'm gonna do all this bulky weight. I'm thinking maybe a hat and a scarf. I've never made him a scarf before. I don't know what to do with this bulky weight. Maybe a blanket. I don't know if that's enough for a blanket. Maybe I'll order more different colors to make a blanket. I don't know. I mean, I'm fine with it, but I was just like, why would I order bulky? And I did order, because it said on the packing slip, bulky. I don't understand why I did that. It was really weird. But, so this is now in a US 8. And I'm a little scared of being too big. I keep holding it up to my son, Nicky. And he's 10 years old. He's almost 11. To see if it fits him. It looks like it fits him. So I'm hoping it's fine and I'm not overreacting. Again, it is tighter knit. I think worsted weight yarn, I like to, usually the smallest size needle is a 9 for a garment. So again, I'm using an 8, so I'm not that crazy about it, but he'll wear it. It does stretch. It's not like it's tight. Cause look, I think it's just my personal preference. I don't like how tight it feels when I'm knitting it, but I'm almost there. I think it said I had to knit 7 inches for the stockinette part, and then I started texture on the bottom. It's really pretty. But I really wish the designer wouldn't have been so blasé about the weight type. I know a lot of people are like, oh, well, the designer says use this yarn. This is the yarn I have to use. You don't have to use that yarn for that project. You do 90% of the time have to use that weight yarn for the project. I mean, you can get away, like, let's say it's worsted weight. You can get away doing DK. It's going to be a looser gauge, and also it'll be more flowy on you, as opposed to what a worsted, or then also you might be able to see through it. You could do that, but I usually, if it says worsted weight, I use a worsted weight yarn, unless I want it to be more airy. Just as she said worsted weight on the thing, then in the pattern, she's like, oh, I use bulky, but you could use this. And I'm like, how did you use a bulky weight yarn with a size 6 needle? That must have been so tight. This poor kid must have been like I don't know. that's the only issue I have with the pattern. The pattern so far is wonderful. You pick up the stitch and it has a pretty collar here too. So I really wanted to get it done for February. I don't know. It might be for next year, this thing. Also, it's not starting to get warm here, but I feel like by the time I'm done with this, it will be too warm to wear this. And his school is really warm. So, I don't know. But he'll have this. It'll be pretty. And it will definitely fit a 10-year-old because I'm knitting it at the larger needle. My gauge is bigger, everything. And I have enough yarn for a 10-year-old sweater. So, we will see what happens. I don't know. And then because I was knitting that, I cast on this for me because I was getting annoyed with how tight that was. So I'm like, I want to knit something I'm really going to enjoy knitting. So I've had this yarn sitting, and this is a Hohi Locatelli bag, Jolie Cole. I love this bag. It's my favorite sweater bag. And of course, I had to cast on a Hohi Locatelli pattern. It is called the... I am so bad at Spanish. You think me married to a Cuban, I could speak it. ARCO, Iris. That's what. Arco? I cannot round my R's at all. I'm sure it sounds so much prettier when she says it. I cannot do it. Actually, that's the only time I ever ended up in detention in my life was because my Spanish teacher was so mad at me because I couldn't roll my R's. My tongue doesn't work. I don't know. But I am using Swish DK Weight in the Haze Heather. It is this beautiful light violet, which, you know, is one of my favorite colors. And I just started it 2 days ago. So it's going to be a V-neck, and then on the V-neck there's these beautiful cables, and then on the sleeve there's cables. She has it like the sleeve go to here. I'm not sure if I want to do that. Maybe I'll make a full-length sleeve. We will see. And then on the bottom, this cabling. It's gorgeous. I highly recommend it. So far, it's so easy. You're just doing the increases on the raglan. It's beautiful raglan right there. I'm loving it. And I love this yarn. It's so wonderful. I am also using the Knit Picks Majestic in the 4 square. And it is a US 6 4mm needle. So I'm really enjoying the Majestic 4 square needles. But it's funny because I've been knitting so many things with the short ones that now that I've got a normal size needle, it feels so weird to me. I'm like, oh, it's so long. I know, I really love the short set. I highly recommend getting that one too because it's just lovely. But oh, it's so soft. I can't wait to wear this. I got 12 skeins of this. I think the last time I made a sweater with it, I used 10 skeins, so I'll have 2 left over. I don't know what I'll do with it. But oh, it's so squishy. It's wonderful. I want more of this yarn. So want more of this yarn. Okay. Okay, and my last project is not really anything fancy or anything, but my son, he loves this yarn. It's Lion Brand's Color Story in the, what was it called? Alchemy colorway. He loves rainbows, Justin. He loves rainbows. He loves space. In fact, we're redoing his bedroom hopefully soon. It's all going to be space themed and apparently rainbow themed too because he loves rainbow. He says that's a color. So he wanted a blanket for his bed in this colorway. He has a twin bed. So I have 2 skeins of these. In fact, I'm going to be so upset if Joann's goes out of business because I love this yarn. And I gotta order before they go out another 2 skeins of this to make my husband a blanket because I made a pink one for me. I've got like a greenish one for Nikki, rainbow for Justin, and then he wants a gray. So hopefully they still have the yarn. I have to go look. But this is how far I got on here. I'm gonna put a little marker on here so we know where I am. But this is gonna be a long time. I'm not crazy about knitting with this yarn because it's very thick needles. I like thin needles. Again, I don't really like thick yarn, so it takes me a while, but it's so simple. Basically, I'm just slipping the stitch with the yarn and back on either side and just knitting on the right side, purling on the wrong side. Oh no, on the purl side, I slip the stitch with the yarn and back. That's all I'm doing. It's just back and forth, and it's beautiful, and they love it. So that is all the knitting I have for you today. Yeah. I could put some of the stuff away. And now to cozy mysteries. So the first thing I'm going to talk to you about is Slashing Through the Snow by Jacqueline Frost. Love this series. It is a Christmas tree farm mystery. This was the one where she got married, and they had the Nutcracker in town. And it's funny, she does not like the Rat King. She doesn't like costumes. So the guy that was playing the Rat King was all over the town, and she was like flipping out every time she saw him. She did not want to deal with him. So that was pretty funny. And I love the older lady that works for her parents there. She's fun. She has this goat that she takes pictures of for a calendar and dresses him up. So this year he was looking for a wife. So he's doing the bachelor thing. It was so funny. And she talks to this like he's a real person, which is crazy. So that was really funny. And the story was good. And again, it was like a lot with a dancer and everything, but I like, you're getting married? Like, shouldn't you focus on that a little bit more? That's the only thing I was like, yeah, what about the wedding? Like, the wedding just happened magically. She didn't have to do anything. Luckily, she had her best friend and her mom doing it. But other than that, that was the only thing, like, come on, I know we're doing a murder mystery, but focus on the wedding a little bit. But it was really cute. The next one I read, this was in December. I only read 2 books in December. We were actually sick on Christmas. I thought I had food poisoning, and it ended up that I had a stomach virus. And then my kids on Christmas Eve, no, my oldest son and my husband got it on Christmas Eve. Then my youngest son got it on Christmas. So it was not a Merry Christmas for us this year. But I read Murder with a Hint of Peppermint by Laura M. Drake. This was really cute too. The main character, basically her boyfriend that dumped her, shows up at the town, and the guy that she likes, that she's friends with, that she is totally crushing on, they end up pretending that they're dating. Meanwhile, he likes her too. And she keeps going, is this real? Is this not real? And it was just so cute. It was more of a romance than a murder mystery, because someone they knew died, and they're trying to figure out who killed him, if the ex-boyfriend did it or not. But it was really cute, and we got to see a lot of the relationship. I liked that there was more romance in it. I don't like overly romantic books, so I liked this one a lot because there was a lot of, it was romance, but then you had the cozy mystery in, and was more interesting to me. So, oh god, I hope this wasn't, okay, I'm not sure if that was crooked. Hopefully that was not that bad for everyone for the whole thing. Sorry. So I really enjoyed that. It's a Whispering Hollow mystery. I'm actually currently reading the next one in the series, which I'll talk about that next week. I just started that one. It's a Murder with a Hint of Chocolate, or Dark Chocolate. So far, it's been pretty good. I've only read the first 20 pages of it. But so the next one every year for the first read of the year, I read one of Ellie Alexander's A Bake Shop Mystery. So this was a novella, Trouble is Brewing. And it was interesting because of, I don't know the name of her other series. It's the Beer series. And in the Beer series, she actually had them come to the town where the bake shop mystery is. And they met, and they just it was a missing keg. No one died or anything, but it was a missing keg, and they solved the mystery of where the keg went. So it was really cute. It's really short, and it was a nice introduction to this new series that she was writing. I will start reading the new series. I'm not a fan of beer. I don't really drink in general. If it is, like a fruity rum drink more than anything. But it was cute, and I love the Bake Shop series. So then I read, well, I'm still reading it. I had to stop because I had to read for Cozy Mystery Book Club, the other book. But I am still reading another one, Bites the Crust by Ellie Alexandra. And this one, the guy that runs the Shakespeare plays, he is acting so cuckoo in it. Like, it's insane how he's acting. And then one of the guys that he says is out to get him ends up dead. Or they can't find the body, though, which is another weird thing. So they're trying to find the body and try to find out what happened and why is he acting cuckoo. But love this series. It gets me so hungry when I read it. Oh my god. The food in here, it sounds so good. There are recipes in the back. This one has Grandma Jay's coconut cream pie, chicken tortilla soup, avocado wraps, carrot cake. I really wished we had something like this that was like a pastry slash soup store slash sandwich place. I mean, the closest thing we have to it kind of is Panero's, but it's very generic. This sounds amazing. I wish they would open up something like this by me. But it's such a fun series. Also the mother's getting married in this book. So she's off in cloud nine, but then she is worried about Lance, who's the Shakespeare guy. And I have a feeling the guy that owns the restaurant across the street, he's up to something. He keeps staring at her. I'm only on page 146, unfortunately. What happened that again, this one I stopped because of the Cozy Mystery Book Club. I had to read that. And then I was reading another book and I forgot why. Oh, I think my Nook died when I was reading it. And because that died, I picked this up and started reading that. That's what happened. So I have 2 books I'm in the middle of. Oh no, it's the Kindle actually. I was reading on the Kindle. So I'm reading, it's from the Bookstore Cafe Mysteries, Death by Eggnog by Alex Erickson. This series is like a hit or miss for me. This one was not a hit, but it wasn't, oh my God, why am I reading this? So she's taking a few days off of work because she's been working constantly, and her father has a new boyfriend, so he went off for Christmas. So she's now staying home, and she's like, oh, well, I don't know what to do. And the crazy lady in the town that drives everyone crazy, which is someone which needs to smack her outside the head, in my opinion. She's just too much in this poor girl's face because her father's a famous author. She needs to get away from her. But she says, oh, they need someone to do a play. You're around the same size as this girl. Go join the play. And she's like, I don't want to do the play. And she forced her to do the play. Of course, someone ends up dead. So now she's trying to find out who killed the person. And I'm more than halfway done with this one. I just got to sit there and actually finish it. But then I got into this one, and I love this series, so I was like, ah. Then I read A Christmas Tartan by Paige Shelton. I love this series. It's a Scottish bookstore series. This one was a novella. So someone did die. It was someone that died years ago, and she sees a ghost, and she got like a box of stuff. And because of the box of stuff, she found the ghost. She was seeing visions and everything. And she solved this woman's murder. It was very short, very sweet, very sad because it was like years ago, the murder. And then the poor grandmother died because she was so devastated that her granddaughter disappeared. But they did find closure, and then it was sweet at the end that there was a ghost that she was like waving, like, thank you for telling my family what happened to me. Even though the main part of the family died, it was a cousin that was able to get the closure. But it was very sweet. I like the series a lot. And I love the aspect, well, not in this one so much, but in the other 2 books in the series, there was like, they have a secret society of people that collect books and everything, which I love. And they have a secret thing of all old books that are supposed to be like, no one knows about these books. So I really enjoy that series. And, okay, my last book that I read was for the Mystery Book Club. Unfortunately, because of all the crazy in my house, I did not finish this book until after the meeting. I was very upset by that, but I did guess the murderer, so that's great. So I was like, when they said who the murderer was, I'm like, I knew it! So even though it was about 100 pages from the end, I still figured out the murder, so I'm pretty good. So it's called Vinyl Resting Place, Olivia Blacke. The premise in this book, the book was good, but the premise in it that these 3 sisters their grandparents owned a record store. It went out of business because of MP3s. And then they decided to quit their jobs and open up a record store in a place in Texas. Not even like Austin, which they're close to Austin, but they're not in Austin. It's a small town. I can't see that many people buying records. I know there are collectors out there, but for records, it's like buying a DVD now. You can just download it. It takes up no room in the house. I know collectors want it, but like a normal person. So now all of a sudden this whole town is buying records again. I don't understand how they're going to stay in business. They do have a coffee shop attached to it, but that was a real thing. Like, really? A record shop? really? I don't know. But it was a good, I like the main character. Her sisters annoyed me a little bit, and so did the mother. And then the love interest in it, I wasn't that crazy about. You got the ex-boyfriend who is the cop in it, the detective, who's very arrogant and uses her to get information. Then you got the best friend who stopped talking to her because she started going out with the guy. He had a crush on her, and he's very In fact, I thought he was the murderer at one point because I was like, really? He just keeps showing up. But it's because he liked her. But I'm not crazy about either love interest. And then the uncle, how this guy is not in jail. Like, seriously, how is he not in jail? He does all these shifty things, and everyone they're in a small town, so they just look away. So they actually arrested him, not for the murder, just on parking tickets alone. He owed $1,600 in parking tickets. And it was like, what? Like, everything he did. He had a prank thing. He does glitter bombs and everything. It was, the characters was a little, There's 2 more in the series. There might be more. I don't know if she got renewed a contract for it. I will read the rest of the series. But I hope she finds a different love interest, because I said I was not crazy about the other 2 guys. And I hope she stands up to herself against her sisters, because they were really just very like, oh, little sister, oh. And then they didn't really do much. Like, one wears twin sets all the time. One wears flower dresses all the time. It was very like, that's who they are. They wear flower dresses, twin sets, and I wear t-shirts. And I was just like, really? Okay. But I did enjoy it, other than those little aspects. It was cute. And I did feel horrible for the murder victim. And I don't know why no one visited the murder victim's father. Basically, they find this woman murdered in their shop. And then the main character has not lived in the town for a long time, so she didn't realize it was the little girl that she used to babysit grown up. So that just was like a knife in the heart to me. So I was like, oh, and then she's trying to find the murder, which I don't blame her trying to find the murder. Plus her uncle got accused of because she was holding the card, his business card. So I get that. But I was like, no one went to go visit the father. He is all alone. The daughter's dead. Like, shouldn't you go visit the father? No one did. That drove me a little crazy. I was like, and then also, like, she was a talented lawyer. I mean, she was going to go to law school. She had all this potential. And it was so sad the reason why she died. She did not have to die. I like it better when you don't like the character that died. Like, they were mean. They were horrible. Yeah. This was a good person. Had so much to live for. And then she died. It was just sad. I don't know. I was very upset about that. So, again, I would read the rest of the series, but it wasn't my favorite. But that was pretty much it. So, thank you for joining me. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of the month, and I will see you in February. Bye!